Tonight, if someone walks past your house, your dog might hear it before you do, before the footsteps reach the door, before the shadow crosses the window, before your brain even understands that something is wrong. Your dog already knows. It lifts its head, its ears move, its body goes still, and for a few seconds the entire modern world disappears. Because that reaction did not come from apartments, leashes, dog beds, or little bags of treats. It came from a world where hearing the wrong sound at night could mean you did not wake up in the morning. For most of human history, dogs were not pets. They were alarms, they were hunters, they were guards, they were warmth, they were companions in a world where almost everything bigger than you could kill you. And here is the strange part. Ancient humans may have trusted dogs more than they trusted other humans. Not because dogs were smarter, not because dogs were perfect, but because dogs gave humans something other humans often could not: warning without betrayal. So, how did this happen? How did a wild predator become the animal that sleeps at the foot of your bed? And why did humans let wolves into the campfire circle in the first place? To understand that, we have to go back to a time before cities, before farming, before houses, before doors, before locks. A time when night was not quiet, night was alive. In the darkness outside the firelight, there were eyes, hyenas, leopards, wolves, big cats, strangers. The campfire gave humans a small circle of safety, but that circle had limits. Inside the firelight, you could see faces, you could hear stories, you could sleep. Outside it, the world belonged to animals that saw better, smelled better, and moved more quietly than you ever could. Humans had weapons, but weapons only help if you wake up in time, and that was the problem. A sleeping human is weak. Your eyes are closed, your muscles are relaxed, your brain is somewhere else. For an ancient human, sleep was one of the most dangerous things you did every day. But wolves had something humans desperately needed. They heard everything: a twig cracking, grass moving, a strange scent in the wind, a body approaching from the dark. A wolf did not need to understand language to know danger was near. It just knew. And at some point, tens of thousands of years ago, some wolves began hanging around human camps. Not the boldest wolves, not the most aggressive ones. Those probably got chased away or killed. The wolves that stayed were different. A little less afraid, a little less violent, a little more willing to wait at the edge of the camp and eat what humans left behind: bones, scraps, burned meat, the pieces nobody wanted. For the wolves, this was an easy meal. For the humans, it may have started as a nuisance. A few glowing eyes outside the fire, a low growl from the edge of the trees, a shape moving just beyond the light. But then something useful happened. When danger came close, the wolves reacted first. They barked, they growled, they moved, and suddenly the humans had an alarm system with teeth. That may have been the beginning. Not a person walking up to a wolf and saying, "You are my friend now." More likely, it was a slow accident. Wolves discovered that human camps meant food. Humans discovered that wolves near camp meant warning. Neither side needed to understand the full deal. They just had to keep benefiting from it. And over generations, the wolves that tolerated humans survived better near humans. The humans who tolerated those wolves may have survived better too. That is how domestication often begins, not with love, with usefulness. But dogs became more than useful because humans are not the strongest animal. We are not the fastest, we do not have claws, we do not have thick hides, we cannot smell a trail across miles of forest, but we are extremely good at forming teams, and dogs turned out to be almost perfect teammates. They could track animals humans could not smell. They could chase prey humans could not catch. They could notice danger humans could not see. They could guard children, camps, food, and sleeping bodies. A human with a spear is dangerous. A human with a dog is something else entirely. Imagine a hunt 20,000 years ago. A small group moves through cold grass in the early morning. Their breath hangs in the air. They are following tracks, but the tracks are old. To a human, the ground is confusing. Broken twigs, muds, leaves, a faint mark in the dirt. To a dog, the whole world is a map. Every scent is information, every direction tells a story. The animal passed here, it was injured, it was afraid, it went this way. The humans follow the dog follows a world the humans cannot even perceive. That is a strange kind of trust. You are trusting another species to read reality for you, and the dog is trusting you too. Because the dog can find the animal, but humans bring the weapons. Humans bring the fire. Humans bring the group. Together they become better than either one alone. This partnership was so powerful that some researchers believe dogs helped humans survive in places where life was brutally hard. Cold regions, open landscapes, dangerous hunting grounds. Dog may have helped humans find food, carry loads, detect predators, and stay warm at night. Yes, warm. Before heated homes, sleeping beside another living body mattered. A dog was not just protection, a dog was body heat. In freezing conditions, that could be the difference between shivering all night and sleeping long enough to function the next day. This is where the word pet starts to feel too small. A pet is something you own, but ancient dogs were not just owned, they were weaved into survival. And we know humans valued them deeply because of something archaeologists keep finding: dog burials. Thousands of years ago, humans buried dogs with care, not thrown away, not discarded, buried. Some were placed beside humans, some were given grave goods, some were positioned as if they mattered. One famous burial from around 14,000 years ago contained a puppy that had been seriously ill for weeks. That detail matters because a sick puppy cannot hurt. It cannot guard, it cannot pull its weight. Keeping it alive would have taken time, food, and attention. Somewhat cared for it anyway. That means by that point, dogs were no longer just tools. They had crossed into something emotional. But here's the darker side of why humans may have trusted dogs so much. Humans are complicated. A human can lie, a human can steal, a human can pretend to be loyal and betray you later. A human can smile at the fire and abandon you when food runs low. In small ancient groups, trust was everything. If you were injured, you needed others to feed you. If you were alone, you were vulnerable. If the group rejected you, exile could be a death sentence. So humans became obsessed with social reading. Who likes me? Who is angry? Who is cheating? Who is sharing? Who is dangerous? Your brain still does this today. It scans faces, it replays conversations, it worries about tone, it notices who looked away too quickly. That ancient social anxiety was not random, it was survival math. But dogs are simpler, not stupid, simpler. A dog does not care about your status in the tribe. It does not care if you are the best storyteller. It does not care if you failed in a hunt yesterday. It does not care if another human thinks you are embarrassing. A dog cares about pattern. Are you safe? Do you feed me? Do you protect the group? Do you belong together? That made dogs emotionally powerful. With humans, trust had politics. With dogs, trust had rhythm. You wake up, the dog is there. You walk, the dog follows. You return, the dog reacts like your survival is the best news in the world. That kind of loyalty does something to the human brain. It quiets a very old fear, the fear of being abandoned by the group. And maybe that is why dogs become so deeply attached to us and why we become so deeply attached to them. Because both species were social, both species hunted in groups, both species understood hierarchy, cooperation, warning, play, and grief. A wolf pack and a human tribe were not the same thing, but they rhythmed. And over time, dogs became better at reading humans than almost any animal on earth. They learned our pointing, our faces, our tone, our routines. A dog can hear the differences between you opening a snack and opening an email. It can recognize the sound of your car. It can know when you are about to leave before you touch the door. This is not magic. This is thousands of years of selection. The dogs that paid attention to humans survived. The humans that bonded with useful dogs protected them. Generation after generation, the relationships sharpened until dogs become experts in us. But the strangest part is that we changed them too. Compared to wolves, dogs are more willing to look at human faces, more willing to ask humans for help, more emotionally responsive to human voices. Their bodies changed, their faces changed, their behavior changed. Some scientists think dogs even evolved facial muscles that make their eyes more expressive to humans. That sad puppy look may not be an accident. It may be evolution learning how to hack the human heart. And it worked because when humans see a dog's face, especially the eyes, we respond. Our brains release oxytocin, the same bonding hormone involved in parent child attachment. The dog looks at you. You feel something. You look back. The dog feels something too. A loop forms, not between owner and object, between two social mammals that somehow found each other in the dark. And that brings us back to the original question: why would ancient humans trust dogs more than humans? Because the dogs solved three ancient problems at once. First, they protected their body. They warned us. They hunted with us. They guarded the edge of the fire. Second, they protected the group. They helped humans cooperate, move, track, and survive in dangerous places. And third, they protected something quieter. They protected the feeling of not being alone. That might sound soft, but it is not. For a social animal, loneliness is danger. A human brain without connection starts to panic because for most of the history, isolation meant death. A dog could not replace the tribe, but it could make the world feel less empty. And that may be why the bond survived long after the original danger disappeared. Today, most dogs are not guarding us from hyenas. They are guarding apartments, sleeping on couches, waiting beside kitchen counters, panicking when vacuum cleaner turns on. The ancient job is almost gone, but the ancient bond is still there. Your dog still listens for sounds you ignore, still watches your face, still tracks your routine, still reacts when you come home like a missing pack member had returned alive. And maybe that is why losing a dog hurts so much. Because somewhere deep in the human brain, a dog is not just an animal, it is one of the oldest promises our species ever made. You warn me when the dark moves. I share my fire with you, and for thousands of years, that was enough. So, tonight, when the room is quiet and your dog suddenly lifts its head at a sound you cannot hear, remember this: that tiny movement is older than your house, older than your city, older than farming, older than almost everything you call civilization. It is the echo of an ancient campfire, a human half asleep in the dark, a pair of eyes watching tree line, and a creature beside us that was never just a pet.